Hey guys, good afternoon. I think it is afternoon for everyone in the United States now. But I just wanted to talk about today something that popped up in my timeline that was very interesting, kind of got my attention. And there is some lessons, especially about women. Uh, and so I thought it was something good to talk about and all that. So we have this influencer. Her name is Clara Dow. And according to Grok, she is a Vietnamese Canadian content creator. She was born in '98, so that makes her what, 27 now? And she's known for body positivity and self-love advocacy. So, she gained prominence on TikTok, 3 million followers, 126 million likes, and on YouTube, her channel has over like 4.2 million subscribers and 3 billion views. And then her content is like focusing on reducing stigma around skinny and flat-chested women, encouraging self-acceptance. She started creating TikTok content on TikTok on January 2020 and joined YouTube in 2016. And her first video posted in 2019. So she's been doing this since she was like 16, right? Young girl. Um, she uh, she went to Columbia International College in Canada. She moved from Vietnam to Canada in 2015. She says she's bisexual, resides in Canada, and launched a couple's YouTube channel with her boyfriend, Javi, in January 2024. She also runs a clothing line called Slender, designed for thin and flat-chested women. Recently, she faced controversy after undergoing breast augmentation, which some fans viewed as conflicting with her body positivity message. And that's what we're here to talk about today. Hey, what's up, Donger, Chad? I see you guys, Siege, Filipino, my favorite people. What's going on? Um, there's some lessons here, right? I know it's just influencers being silly, going back on their word. What's new, right? Like the people that we should be trusting the least are having the least amount of integrity, right? But at the same time, I don't blame her. And there's a lot of things here in play that could be lessons and help us understand women, the content we consume, how people feel about influencers, and it applies to all of us, right? So essentially, I came across this video, and I'm going to pull it up here soon. Present, share screen. I pulled up this video. This is her kind of like explaining, "Hey, I got a boob job, and this is why I did it." The whole explaining, right? And
No one saw coming.
They really probably aren't who they pretend to be.
Our content might not be as positive as it seems.
Okay, let's do this. I've been wanting to make this video for like the longest time now, just to give you an update on like everything. I feel like a lot have changed over the past month or since February. I know there's a lot of things going on. First, it was the controversy about the video that I made 6 months, 7 months ago, talking about my eating habits. And I only eat when I'm like really hungry. And I think another big thing is the fact that I had a boob job. Yes, I did have a boob job. Like, I've seen a lot of comments and messages and DMs and emails from you guys asking me if I'm okay, asking me why did I change so much? Like, why did I move? Just seem to become a different person. Let's talk about all about that in this video. I, of course, still want to make a separate video about my boob job, but in this video, I just want to address all the controversies, want to talk to you like a friend because, I don't know how long you've been following me on social media, but you've probably seen all my old videos are still there. You can see how I was in the past and the type of content I made in the past. So first, let's talk about the controversy that a lot of other YouTubers or drama channels has made content about. It's all come from this video, which I posted a while ago talking about my habits, the habits that make me skinny. Being skinny or thin is not really a goal. It's not really the end goal. The end goal is to be healthy. If I can be honest with you, is that
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't want anything coming in from the video. My bad. So, first lesson, like I was saying, was that women's insecurities about how they look are not because of us, right? Her female, obviously, there's probably some like feminized men in there that actually watch this stuff, right? But her female audience is the one attacking her, not men in general, right? If we found out a girl got a boob job, we'd all clap and be like, "Good for you, great," right? Actually, men are more sad um, when women get reductions. But for the most part, like women's insecurities stem from their opinions of other women. So we can talk about, we can jot that one down. Number two, female solipsism, right? Like, despite a woman building a brand, right, on whether it be body positivity or conservative influencer, family first, God first, or MAGA or whatever, or the opposite, liberal, whatever, right? Women will always in to the not I won't say detriment, but to in contrast to what they make content about, they will always, in their personal life, probably practice the opposite if it's advantageous to her, right? Like, for example, a politician like AOC, which is more of an influencer than a politician, right? Uh, she can say all these crazy things about white people, right? But she has a white boyfriend or a white husband, right? In this case, she says that she's literally made a clothing line for women that are not gifted in the chest department, and now she's gonna get breast augmentation, right? That's a big 180. That's a big deal, at least in their world, right? I don't care, but in their world, and you see this with like women like Ashley St. Clair that are just like, you know, America first, saying all these things like a year ago about how uh like men need to be like women that alienate their children or use it as leverage, whatever, all this crap, right? Like about a year ago. And now she's doing exactly what she was talking about not doing today. And it doesn't matter who it is. Like the Joy Taylor girl from ESPN, I think it's ESPN, where she was tweeting about like she doesn't, she looks down on women that use their sexuality to get ahead in their careers. And then lo and behold, she does it. And not only once, she does it multiple times, right? So, uh, in the end, right? Do not be taking these like women are not right. Like Patrice O'Neal says, women are not righteous. Women are not here to. They don't abide by like an honor system or anything like that, right? They do these things, right, because they are watching for themselves first. They are always putting themselves first. That this is Red Pill 101. This is female solipsism in action, right? This is simply, hey, I have this brand, and my brand is built on these morals or this ideology or this belief system, but there's something I want that's going to cause me to bypass, violate, or just spit in the face of all the people that think that I am like this. And then over and over again, men and women, they get tricked, right? And guys that go to church, religious men and religious women sometimes too, keep getting like the rug pull, right? And that's what I said. 2025 is going to be the year of the rug pull, because now what's morality? We don't even know what's morality anymore. We think it's like I don't know, like doing the right thing or having moral or what's the word I'm looking for? Being righteous, doing the right thing. But reality is, for women, it's like whatever puts me ahead, and their innate female solipsism is always the priority, and that's why I need you guys to understand. Um, and for example, this new chick that said the N word, and everyone's clapping because now she's a champion of the race war, whatever we got going on, right? But the truth is, there is no real race war, right? She's not doing this because she wants to make a statement or protect her baby or anything like that, right? She wants money. Life's hard. She doesn't look like she's doing well financially, right? So there's no morality here. Women are not moral. They don't abide by the same code that we men do. And the more that we put this on them, the more miserable it makes them and more miserable it makes us, right? So for us guys that get it, you guys in the chat, a girl getting a boob job that is an influencer that is addicted to attention online because that's part of her job. She has to have that drive to want more and more and more. That makes sense, right? But to women that follow her and think, oh, she's just like me, who are going back on that, they're just like, how could you do that? I'm like, she's a girl, right? They're just always going to do what's best for them. Now, you may be asking, how much more do you need, right? And this is the part where men kind of like have a hard time processing. And I get it. You're a woman that you've got it made. Your job is to talk on camera. Like literally everyone wants this job, or at least, a large part of people on earth want to be able to talk about something, not even in an intelligent or expert way, just talk on a camera about something and be able to build a life off that and get the opportunities, the money, the attention, the adoration, the respect from um doing that, right? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Very few people have this. And even if you did, uh a lot of people screw it up. And when you have this opportunity, um it's really hard for people to like cut it off at a certain point and be like, hey, I'm earning 10K a month. This is good for me. I don't need to grow my channel, or I don't need to do this crazy stunt or act to get attention, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, right? But the truth is, that's not how this works. Your people are always going to want more growth, more connections, bigger, and all. Ambition. As humans, we're ambitious creatures. So this is not only a women thing. It's men and women. We're both ambitious. We want to do more. But the thing is with content, there's only so much you could talk about or audience you can reach within a certain niche, right? That's why a lot of these guys that used to be red pill or manosphere content creators, whatever you call them, now we're talking about politics and certain groups that we can't talk about, right? Or moving on to that because they need more audience. They're trying to grow. It's not because they suddenly gain an interest in politics or the geopolitical, geopolitics and all that stuff. No, right? It's because, hey, I need more money. I want another Lambo. I want another house, right? I want I want I want more and more and more. And really, there really isn't, there's a cap to every niche. There's a certain amount of money you'll get. People get bored, people move on, and this is what they need to do. So, um, this is the crazy part, right? 4 million followers, billions of views. And you think from a male perspective, it's just like, how much more do you need as a person, right? She probably has lots of money. She has a relationship. She makes she makes money off of her relationship. She has a couples channel, right? They probably, I don't know what they do. They probably play pickleball or talk about love and stuff together. And people buy into that because you're selling a fantasy of like a perfect relationship, whatever, right? But how much more do you need as a person? And like, do you really need to augment your body? Like, what will that get you? And this isn't only a women thing in terms of like content creators, right? There's men in the red pill that you see them have it all, and they just throw it away for you know because they need just that little bit more attention. They do something crazy, or they turn their back, or they betray someone, or they invite someone they shouldn't invite onto the show, and then boom, all gone, right? Because it's like they need a stunt and all that, and it's pretty scary. And this is another example. Obviously, I don't think getting a boob job is a big deal. Obviously, I've even written about how, hey, if women are going to get augmentations to them early, right? That's even what doctors recommend. And honestly, like, I don't think it's a red flag at all. However, that's her brand is built on not getting it. So, um, the lack of foresight that women have when they make decisions. And this is why it's important, that why I thought it was important to talk about this video, is that here we see a lot of, like, going back to women, right? We see a lot of the women's behaviors and actions play out all at once, right? Where, yes, later on in the video, I don't know if you guys want to see it or not, but later on in the video, she does start crying. Later on in the video, she starts rewriting history in her mind, like women do, with breakups and stuff that happened in their past, or bad mistakes, or right. Um, Women start changing definitions of things. Like body positivity also includes me having big boobs, right? Um, and playing the victim, you know, maybe, I saw like at least 30% of the video, right? A lot of it was yapping, but I'm sure there's a part where it's like, hey, I'm the victim in all of this. And we can sit here all day and criticize women, right? But you guys don't have the time. I don't have the time, right? So let's instead understand them and um, think, hey, this is who they are. It doesn't matter what niche, what race, what environment, women, this is who they are, right? And the faster you stop taking them seriously, the more you'll be happy. Let them fail, let them win, whatever. Because when you see a girl that used to do OF, like the redhead crazy Nalafit or something like that, or you see a girl like this that built her brand on, like, I'm not like this, and then becomes exactly what she campaigns against, um, they truly believe it, guys. You need to understand. They truly have convinced themselves. Their female solipsism has convinced themselves that they are correct and they're doing things, and that those people that criticize me are insecure or stupid or whatever. They truly believe this, right? And that's why you need to let it go. Stop trying to explain to other people, or to themselves, that they're selfish or they're wrong, because she is convinced. However, um, when she has to face herself in the mirror, right? Like Striking It Rich says, she's already had multiple plastic surgeries on her face. Yeah, I'm sure she has. I'm sure she has. I've dated lots of, not lots, but a couple, I say 4 or 5 Vietnamese women, and the beauty standards there are pretty brutal for them. And, I dated, and they were natural. The girls I dated were natural, and, they were still pretty. It wasn't like they were like horrible looking, right? But it's just the beauty standards there are so high. But like, this is the sad part. As men, we sometimes feel powerless because we see these women, and yeah, they're like, we like when women wear like a little bit of lipstick and a little bit of eyeliner, like within reason, right? But when these women start modifying their bodies to the point where if we had a child, she would not look like you, right? Then it's like, hey, it's excessive. But then they say, oh, you don't get to tell women what to do with their bodies. I get that. I get, it's not like a moral thing. It's like literally I can't. Like I legally cannot control what you do. It's not a moral thing. Like you're gonna do it anyway. Who cares, right? But it's sad because I'm just like, hey, like you're good enough like this. Like if you were naked right now and we were making out, I would, I would get the job done. You are good enough, but it's never good enough for themselves, right? Um, and no one's ringing the bell on this. No one's saying, hey, a lot of women are not going to look like their children. And I already saw a post. I wish I had it on me, but saw a post where a woman got a guy filed a lawsuit against a woman because her baby didn't look like hers. Like she had so much plastic surgery that it's just like the baby just didn't look like her mother at all, and he didn't know what genetics he was getting out of the baby. So, um, I'm not saying it's a big problem. I'm not saying this is the next big thing to watch out for. Right? I'm just saying like female behavior. Um, Hey, Sean, this is Clara Dow. I should have put it in the. Hold on. She's Vietnamese Canadian. I put her name in the chat. There we go. So, and the thing is, too, is just as men dealing with female hyper agency, right? That man, I should probably like write a whole series of videos or articles on this, like female agency, hyper agency, right? Like agency is like, hey, women can do stuff, like they can get a job. Like hyper agency is that they can do anything and still not like they will always come out, like they won't ruin their lives completely, right? There's always going to be some kind of mechanic, institution, or person or man to get them to pull them out, right? Um, but uh, the the thing is here that this young woman um, reminds me of a lot of the girls uh, that I've dated in the past, and it's just never enough. It's just a never enough women, right? And that's why I need you guys to understand this is not your fault. This has nothing to do with you as a man. This has nothing to do with you with your standards, right? Men are always going to be realistic, right? We always eat whatever there is. If you move to a country and there's only this type of women, that's all you're going to be like, I like them now, right? If you go to a party or if you go somewhere where there's only a certain type of women, that's what we're just like, okay. Like even now, like there's so much discussion about women's weight on the internet. Like what, like if you can't handle a 200-pound woman, what's wrong with you, right? I'm like, that's not a preference thing. That's just men realize coming to grips like, hey, this country's obese. Most women are like obese or overweight and obese. So I have to change my standards and then go to other people and tell them like my standards are preference. And I'm like, no, you just don't have the option. And but for women, it just never seems like it's enough. Despite having millions of subscribers, despite being in love and having a boyfriend, despite monetizing your relationship, monetizing your insecurities, making a fashion line, and doing all this, you decided to get a boob job. I'm almost like, yeah, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. The big deal is that the boomers, our boomer fathers, were right. Women will never be truly happy. You can give them the world. You can give them everything. They can have everything. And they still will be insecure, unhappy, search for more money, more attention, more body part augmentation, whatever. It will never be enough. And when men start realizing this, things will change. Men still are working tirelessly, hour after hour, every day, to make sure that women are comfortable. 1% more comfortable, 0.5% more comfortable. It doesn't matter. Constantly just working, working, working. Right. And do women seem like, hey, thanks? Or like, hey, all right, I think we're good now. No, they just, it's more complaining than ever. And when you guys realize that, you can finally like let it go. The other tweet I had the other day, like, hey, job's done. This is it right here. The job's done. There's nothing else we can do. What can this woman do to be happy now? Right? What you need 5 million 8 million subscribers? What do you need? A BBL or you need a nose job? Like when it will end, right? And in your dating life, the way that translates to your dating life, right? Um is that you're going to meet women that give you maybe sex or give you wifey qualities, right? They'll cook and clean and do your laundry and just be feminine, girly, likable, right? And then they'll move on to another guy. They'll they'll rug pull you, and then all of a sudden they're gone or they're dating someone else or whatever, just out of the blue, right? And you start blaming yourself as a guy, like, what did I do wrong? Like this girl, everything was going well, like um we were hitting it off, we were talking about our future or something, or she just acted like a girlfriend. She put in all this concerted effort to be a good person for me, and then she's gone. Right? And then guys blame themselves. What did I do wrong? I'm like, dude, it's not your fault. It's that women have been bestowed upon them hyper agency and they're crashing out right now. They don't know what to do. Right? There have been times where Women have given me literally everything, like sex, even exclusivity outside of a relationship, right? Meaning that she's like, hey, obviously you'll assume all women are sluts and they're out doing whatever, but I was nearly convinced that because this woman was like very busy and planning stuff and like always on time to see me, like and I felt like she was trying to be in my life, like for a serious girl. And that was crazy that she said, yeah, you're the only guy I'm going to see right now. And even exclusivity, you may think, well, I got her, she's going to be my girlfriend or whatever. Not even that, because women are never truly happy, right? Everything is right now. I want a boob job right now. I want to make content on body positivity right now. I feel insecure right now. I feel confident right now. So that's really like the big um like takeaway from this. We got Viking Dad. I dated a girl, she went to her ex for 2 weeks, came back, then she's on to another ex that she's still with. Yeah, it's not you guys, really. Like, unless you do something egregious or something crazy, a lot of times women will leave you because they just have too many options and they don't know. And what if something better comes along? And maybe something does. And when I say better, better doesn't mean like more jacked or more alpha. Better could be more beta. Better could be like, hey, this guy's actually going to stick around. At least that's what she thinks, right? Or, hey, better could be more money. Hey, this guy's more generous with his money. Or better could be, hey, this guy's like 1 inch taller. And you're like, okay, 1 inch taller. I'm sure that changes everything, right? Or better could be like, hey, he's white and I like black guys or something. It like and those none of that is like objectively better in terms of like attractiveness, right? Usually it's just better in a different it's almost like it's just different. Like, oh, and guys blame themselves for that shit. I'm like, it's not your fault, right? Women will never be happy. So, we can fast forward to the rest of the video.
A new version of reality. Like, I see no problem with that. And the love for myself doesn't depend on the size of my chest, okay? It doesn't depend on like the external factor, what I look like on a certain day. It's so deep that I can change myself like physically and still feel that same amount of love or even more, I've seen a lot of these comments recently.
Here we go. There's the tears. There's the and here's the part, right? I don't feel good. Like, this doesn't make me feel good. This is a person. This is a girl. Women are the most responsible teenager in the house. That doesn't mean that they're useless little children, that we should treat them like children. But at the same time, we can't expect them to have the same level of introspection and rationality that a man has in the moment, right? So here, it's not. She is not talking to her audience. She's talking to herself, right? Most of when women make bad choices or a choice that's questionable, like, again, I don't think boob jobs are a bad choice. I think, hey, if you got the money, who cares? Like, it's not my problem. You do what you want. But here in this section, right? And women will do this on X, in real life, on shows or whatever. They're talking, but they're trying to convince themselves of something. Exactly, like Viking says here, she's talking her book. She's saying, no, if I get a boob job, I'm still body positive. I'm still who I am, right? And I'm like, no, you're not secure. You got a boob job because you're not secure, right? Because despite you being a mouthpiece for body positivity and flat chested women, right? Despite you getting the dream life that millions of women want, the love of your life, the money, the adoration and attention, it still wasn't enough. And that's the sad part here. That's the hell I now I don't want this. I don't want to be like this. Right? And as I got older, especially now I'm 36. Yesterday I went to H Mart. I have a Korean friend and she was like, you gotta go to H Mart. You gotta go to H Mart. And I'm like, okay. And one day I just went. I did a side quest. Yesterday I went. And I'm like, and I spent the whole day there. Not all day, like 2 hours. I shopped, look, was looking up ingredients. I'm like, do I need this for a recipe I'm making? Oh, cool, I do. I bought candy. I went through the aisles. I was like, wow, this is pretty. This is better than Asia Times Square. I still love Asia Times Square for shopping, but and then I went to the food court and I had some of the best Korean fried chicken in my whole life. Really, I think I had the best. And I went home and I had like a Hello Kitty cream soda on the way home. And I'm like, I am genuinely happy in this moment. Like I feel good. Like there's this like I don't know if it's dopamine or it just felt like a calm. I'm like, man, that was fun. I'm gonna take people I know um to this place. This is like a fun place to go to, right? It's expensive, right? It's imported food, but I genuinely enjoy that experience. But women are not like that a lot of times. Women always need more and more and more. Like we kind of get mad at women that say, "I need this from men, and I need an $800 first date." I'm like, those like if okay, let's say it was true. Let's say it's not like some kind of like thing they say to get attention or something online. Do you guys feel like do you guys envy that? You guys envy women that need that much to be happy? I'll tell you something about being a man and why we're always happy after like 30 and on, right? Like we tend to be some of the happiest people on earth. I think 40 men start being outside of divorced men, like as we get older, men just get happier or something, right? But the truth is, it's just like because you need so little to be happy, right? And any like I think we need a purpose, right? And we need something to strive for. Usually that's in the form of career. But outside of that, we don't need expensive coffee. We don't need expensive coffee shop. We'll make coffee at home, right? We don't need. We'll drink the same beers we did when we were 20 years old, right? We don't need an expensive car. We can get a Tacoma, which is my next car. I want a nice Tacoma, and it could be an old Tacoma, right? And then we could flip it and get a better Tacoma, right? I think Patrice talked about this, where it's just like a guy's happiness is just going to the store and finding a video game for cheap. Obviously, we all buy stuff online now, but like for me, happiness is going to the anime store and finding a manga or like you know having really good Asian food I didn't know existed. Or for me, happiness is making a recipe from Dominican Republic and it turning out just like my mom makes. I feel that sense of accomplishment, and I'm happy for like 2 days, right? Or happiness is just like me getting on and talking to you guys, and you guys telling me stories yourselves, and we're talking here and all that stuff. But there's a lot of women that they don't like that, right? And then they say that we're incomplete or bad because we're so happy with so little, right? The memes where like there's a room when it's just a mattress, a TV, and a box and a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, and everyone's like the guys are like, "Man, this is awesome, perfection." And the girls like, "How do men live like this?" It's just yeah, we're just happy with so little. What makes us happy is purpose, with respect, going out there and people needing us, right? And that's usually the form of a career. So, um, yeah, these are the red pill lessons from this video. I wish this young.
They're like, oh, I miss the old Clara. I missed your content before. And like I said, of course, like I understand that because it's why you're here. It's what makes that type of content makes you follow me in the first place. And I am so grateful that you're here. But you also have to understand that like the type of content I was creating and I was so pure and I was so simple. Do you know that in my own personal life at the time, what I was going through, like you don't know, right? Because I could have this image of, oh, like love yourself, I love my flat chest. I could have this very innocent, pure image online. But in my personal life, people were mistreating me, people were abusing me, and I let it happen. My own personal life, I went through so much drama, so much hurt, so much trauma.
So it's just like, hey, I was in lots of emotional pain. This is what I did. What I did. I don't know if she was or wasn't. I can't say. But this is the whole part where she's really talking to herself. Like, I deserve to do this. I don't deserve this backlash. If you don't understand who I am, blah blah, blah, right? This is that lack of accountability kind of deal. And Yeah. This is the hard part, right? Because as guys, we're just like, you knew, like, how did you not know that if you did something that is like betraying your audience, that they were gonna be mad, right? And how did you not know that, right? Like, why is this right? It's just this lack of accountability is obviously there's nothing you can do, right? But man, people take this seriously. Like, no, this is simply, hey, you are not accountable. You made a decision. The decision had consequences. You're in this business that gave you millions, if not billions of views. And it's basically, I'm not going to say it's easy money or free money, but it's certainly better than what I do in terms of like effort, right? Easier than I do in terms of effort, right? And you make a mistake or you do a decision that's contrary to your brand and people don't like it. And now you can't backtrack and say, "Oh, I'm a good person, I swear." But, whatever.
trauma, and I came out of it. It's in 2013, 2023 that I had like a rebirth, like an epiphany. Like, I know when you like went back and you would see me like suddenly changing my hair from black to red, and I was literally shedding the old version of myself because I went through a lot at the time, and the red hair was like a new beginning for me.
So yeah, whenever women change their hair, it's because they're going through some shit, usually a breakup. So there, we got that confirmed. But guys, you're gonna see this in the women you date in your personal life. You're going to see women that you're just like are incredibly insecure with their physique or how they look, right? And here's the mind fuck. These women you're gonna be very attracted to, or attracted enough to like rock their world in the bedroom, like leave them panting and all that stuff, right? And they're still gonna be like, "Do you even think I'm beautiful?" And I'm like, "How hard do I have to fuck you to like confirm this?" Like I am literally, I'm giving you everything in the bedroom, right? And we're making passionate love, and you're still like, "Do you even think I'm pretty?" And that's what frustrates men because it's just like we do, right? We show with our actions. We're like, "Hey, I am showing you how passionate and how attractive you are by sex and continuing to have sex with you and making it special and seeking you and just finding you attractive in general, right?" And women are like, "I don't know if I'm even hot." And as men, we can just sit there and be like, "Okay, cool. There's nothing I can do about that." And that happens. Do I think it's more prevalent in Asian women? I don't know. I think their beauty standards are pretty brutal, right? Not to absolve her of her decision, but I think Asian beauty standards are very brutal. I feel like Asian women are struggle a lot with this, right? I've heard stories where uh, men use their daughters as like, or like, or if their daughters aren't beautiful, they don't even like acknowledge them when they go back home from to Vietnam. I heard that. That made me very sad, right? And I get it, but the issue here isn't that she got a breast augmentation. Who cares, right? We all have big boobs. Great. We welcome it. We welcome you into our community, young lady. But but she'll never be happy, right? Be careful with the social media stuff, guys. Be careful with trying to make women happy. These are the lessons. No one is as happy on social media as they say they are, even if they have a perfect life. They struggle. The perfect relationships, they get cheated on, they fight, they sometimes, God forbid, they get into physical altercations. the women that say they have it all and they love clowning on men are lonely, right? Don't believe anyone's life on the internet. Simply go with what you see. Thank God this is an educational channel, because if I started making like, look how awesome my awesome life is, right? It would probably make me miserable like this girl. So, um, yeah, those are the big lessons here. Women will never be happy. You can give, and women will never be happy. They can have the perfect body, right? And it's sad because you know how many women want to look like her, and she doesn't want to look like her. And she probably doesn't even look like her in the pictures. If we took that makeup off and we just saw her on the street, we'd be like, "What? Clara Dow, is that you?" We still hit as guys, right? That's the awesome part of our sex drive that everyone demonizes. And I'm like, yeah. But um this is something that especially you guys are going to, especially you guys in relationships, are going to have to talk to your girlfriend or wives about. It's one of the most important things is that social media fake consumption, the lifestyle, all these things, right? Because there's probably a lot of boyfriends right now whose girlfriend follows women like this and see her as a hero. And she's breaking down, betrayed them, looks weak, goes back, turned her back. Like if you guys see the comments are pretty brutal here. Like I don't wish this comment section on anyone. Let's see the comments here. Right? Like you know, I understand your POV, but Clara calling yourself a body positively influencer has to change. The more you feel insecure, the more you show that you don't. I don't think she would have gotten this much hate if she had admitted she was just insecure. See, like people are going, yeah, people are like, and now like no matter what she says about herself, all the tears, well, I'll leave this up. All the tears that she's shedding online, none of this matters because she has to read this, or maybe she ignored it, but she has to read this, right? So, yeah, yeah, Asian chicks are insane. Yeah, sadly, it is. Like I was dating a Taiwanese girl. She was adorable. I thought she was great. She was a flight attendant, so kind of apprehensive, but I did take her virginity. She was pretty adorable. Like wore little dresses. Like I thought she was cute, but when she took off her makeup, I was like, "Holy fuck!" And it wasn't that I thought she was hideous, right? It was like, where did your face go? Like, what the hell? But can't control that. It's just who they are. Oh, yeah. So, um, yeah, you guys are gonna have to explain to your wives and girlfriend that this shit is all fake. That all these women that they look up to that seem to know everything about everything, their lives are a mess. Their brains are a mess, right? And I think our jobs as m- our jobs as boyfriends and husbands is you're gonna have to explain this constantly to women. What's real and what's not, right? They're gonna be watching Love Island or Temptation Island. You're gonna be like, hey, that's not real. This is not how this plays out in real life, or she's fake, or she's saying that because that's your insecurity, right? Or she only cares about your attention. She doesn't care about you, or whatever, right? And they're gonna be like, what do you mean? Like, I love her, and you have to like really, if you love your relationship, you have to tell her, hey, this isn't real, right? Telling her Santa isn't real. Same thing, right? Um, I don't think there's anything.
And that's when, since I had the red hair, it's so crazy because like a new hair color can kind of change your identity so much, or it's just maybe the type of person I am. And I just started, loving myself more, like truly loving and respecting myself. Not just like saying online that like, oh, you should love yourself, like you should love yourself no matter what, but actually like living it, actually like, feel it in my bone and face my demons and just really learn to like move on, just really learn to become the version of me that I've always meant to become. When you say that like you miss that old version of me, I could understand that, but you don't know that that version of me is not as confident, is not as self-respecting, is not as happy as I am now. And I like who I am now. I like who I have become. I have recently moved to Vietnam and I love the life here. I really feel at home. I really feel so happy waking up by the beach and long dream for so.
All right, value left in the video. Besides, like therapy speak, and this is who I am now. I love it. I love everything about my new person. Who knows, right? Who the fuck knows? No one knows. Women are. She's happy right now. Whatever, right? So those are the lessons, guys. Thank you for taking time out to watch this. This is important, especially in the age of social media. You guys watching women and men and all these people, and even me. Like, guys, it's not real. Like people who make content, it's most of it is fake. They're not as happy or as mad or as sad or as whatever, as it's all performative. Women will never be happy, especially, right? Women don't care about morality or honor or their brand or like they always watch out for themselves first, right? She's living like a queen in a third world country. And sorry, Vietnamese people, I love you, but it's Vietnam is still a third world country. And with her new boobs, with her boyfriend, with her brand, and she's still happy and making money. And all she has to do is cry a little bit, let this blow over, and move on. It always works, right? So, anyways, guys, thank you. Join the Patreon if you haven't already. I'll put the link here in the chat. Hold on. The Patreon is essentially uh it's just like tech support, whatever any questions you have with women. If you want to reach me directly, because I'm not going to be answering DMs on Twitter or any questions you have. Right? If you guys want a video chat or you guys want like actual, um, you know, focused attention from me or any questions, then you guys can pay the monthly fee, and I will be there. I'm pretty much online half the day, so I'll be there, answer your questions. We can do a video call basically whenever I'm online. If you're available and I'm available, we could hop on a video call, answer your questions, blah blah blah, and then move on and all that stuff. Substack doing pretty good. The other day I rose up to number 26 in philosophy. Um, so I'll put that in the chat too. Sorry, that's actually my Substack. Hold on. So yeah, guys, help me get to 100 subscribers, 100 paid subscribers on Substack. I am currently writing article number 60. I might have that out today or tomorrow, but that means 40 more articles, and I will post. I'll have the book will probably be almost ready, right? And after that happens, I will start to post more up to date field reports, stuff like that, for you guys on Substack and all that. But guys, I appreciate all the support. I'm back, you know. Still trying to get my surgery, right? And it's happening. It's slow, but everything's gonna turn out okay. Um, any plans? I already did. I was 26 for a while. I surpassed them. Today, it says today I'm like, what the hell? 94. Yeah, so sorry, 94 in rising in philosophy. So hey, I'll take it. So yeah, guys, big things coming. A lot of falling off a ladder and having this little fucks given about you by the medical system, kind of like it's doing something to my brain. It really makes me want to quit being so useful to society and do this full time. So I'm gonna start playing with. I'm gonna work harder for you guys. I'm gonna make more content. I'm gonna be more invested in this because I'm tired. You know, I'm tired of. I think this could be my calling. So whatever you guys need from me, you guys are welcome to just hit up the Discord, DM me, whatever. I'm here for you, right? And I'll talk to you guys later.